All right, guys, welcome to Transmit to 1075. Here we are again. Came across this video. It's not really difficult for me to find videos to talk about out there. I really don't spend a lot of time searching. It doesn't take but a minute to dig through and come across some things worth talking about. I'm going to do my best to bite my tongue on this video. I have to say, as everyone that knows that watches my videos, I try to be very polite. I try to be professional. We don't try to make fun of people, and we try to learn from our mistakes. We've all been there. Be that as it may, I get the feeling this is a career department, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not against volunteer departments, but I definitely hold career departments to a higher standard. It's their profession. It's what they tell the girls at the bar when they're having a few cocktails, and they're at the firehouse every day training and preparing for the big day. And when your number gets called, it's my opinion that's when you're supposed to go to work and do your job. So anyway, as we arrive here, it looks like we have a first due engine, and my guess is they have fire and EMS and the ambulance. These guys gear out and go into fire operations here. So one other thing to add, you have this woman who's pretty panic-stricken. This is her home, and there is a cat in the back, being reported to be in the backyard. So I'm going to stop it right here. This gentleman here, I'm not quite sure why he is in uniform in his blues but doesn't have turnout gear, and he's not the chauffeur, and I don't believe he's part of the ambulance because I think there are two people there. So I don't know how he's there, but it's an extra guy. And one thing I wanted to point it out, look here. The moment I'm always waiting for, and as if you know my videos, the thing I always say all the time is if and when the opportunity to use the deck gun. I have so many deck gun videos, and I could have made this a deck gun video too, because if you pulled up right here, he's thinking about it. He's up there. I don't think this is a bad situation. You have a fully involved garage. The garage has been burning for so long that the door itself has fallen off the tracks and is on the ground. I got fire coming out either the side door or the front door. I got fire on the soffit of the eaves. I got fire on the ridge line of the main portion of the building. I have heavy dark smoke pushing out the rear all along the soffits. This building is well off. My guess is it's a one-story. My guess it's Florida and does not have a basement. And so I wouldn't complain. I wouldn't criticize. Right here, you could knock the living hell out of this fire within 30 seconds. They choose not to do that. I will accept that as an alternative plan. So here we go. So now you have a civilian running around back. I don't know whether this is her husband or the neighbor. I hope it's not her husband, only because it is quite obvious if you watch here, he is legitimately afraid to run to the backyard to go get it. If this was his wife, I'd argue you should go back there. But if it's the neighbor and he's not so inclined because she's being stupid, so be it, I suppose. All right, so here we go, guys. So we're leading off with an 1 3/4 line. I suppose I would be fine with that, although it doesn't seem to be making very. I have three versions that I would be accepted with on this particular fire. One, hit it with the deck gun and knock the crap out of it and have 85% of it over in 30 seconds. Two, stretch it 2.5. and do essentially the same thing. Hit it really hard, get good penetration, a good extension with the line. Think you're probably better off with the deck gun because you'll have a better angle, but okay. Number 3, give it a good whack here and then go inside. Like I said, this is likely to be a Florida on slab, so wherever this fire started, you don't have to worry about falling through the floor. Get in there, go 5 feet in, and start swinging the line around. My personal experience, this is my meat and potatoes. This is my career right here. Suburbia wood frame buildings like this is what I did predominantly. I found when you get in there with the line, you just start hitting the sheetrock. Any sheetrock that's on the ceiling that has this much fire above it, the moment that cold water gets on it, it's going to disintegrate and you'll get penetration into the attic. My personal feeling is you could have a good shot at knocking this down and actually stopping this even at this point. Maybe it's truss. Maybe there's some things I'm not aware about. Maybe it's over before it started. But this, as it's starting so far, is not how I would have operated.
Back. Do you want to go inside? Go ahead.
I also look, in my training, where's the second guy? Okay, you're supposed to be 2 men on the hand line to help you stretch, to help support the line.
Get back behind me.
Okay, here's this firefighter I explained before. I don't know where he's from. I don't think he's from this engine because he's in his blues, and I see the chauffeur here, so I don't know why there'd be 2 guys in street clothes or in their uniform. I would not advise doing this. Okay, now he's now going to go look for a cat. And listen, I know there's animal lovers out there. First of all, if the cat's in the backyard, I don't care. Okay, my obligation as a firefighter is to protect civilians, humans in this building, and the firefighters. Delaying a water supply for the purposes of looking for a cat in the backyard is very foolish. Again, these guys are outside and not doing what I would be doing, but if at any point the deck gun goes into service or the hand line goes into the building, the last thing needs to happen is we run out of water. And why is that? Well, Bobby's in the backyard looking for this woman's cat. And another thing I'll tell you about animals, first of all, if the animal is in the house, probably dead or dying, go inside and put the fire out. You put the fire out, all your problems go away. And if you want to save this animal and it's inside, do your job and go inside. If it's in the backyard, animals are more than capable of managing on their own. If that cat is in trouble or needs to get out, it's going to do its thing. You don't need to be splitting up the team and going in the backyard. Okay, like I said, I'm trying to bite my tongue, but just so many things here. This guy's shutting the line off, turning it off, shutting it off, turning it off. Flow some water. Put the fire out. We got a second line going here. I'm not opposed to a second line in general, but normally 2 guys on the first line go in. Maybe the truck company starts opening up, assisting, search, rescue. We all know the details. I'm not so concerned about getting a second line here going. I want the first line to do what it's supposed to be doing. Then we'll worry about. And by the way, as we're seeing, we got fire burning through the roof, fire in the middle, smoke still pushing in the rear. Our guy's back now. He's going to finish dressing the hydrant. Now look, we're going to think about making entry. Now we've dropped the 1 line. We're going to go back to 2 guys on 1 line. Meanwhile, in this building,
A little bit, buddy. It's also just hot outside.
I mean, again, guys, I've been the chauffeur of an engine first due like this and helped stretch the line and pulled 1 length of supply line by myself, hooked it up, and got my own water supply in a faster time than what we've witnessed here. But anyway, I don't know if they can't break the door down, or they can't. There's too much fire. I don't know what's going on, but I know the fire's not going out. So still aren't flowing any water. It's really, I hate to say it, guys, it's pathetic. And I normally don't ridicule like this, but this isn't acceptable. All right, so now we got 2 lines again operating. Attic's fully involved, making its way towards the rear. And we're putting water out on a garage that's practically in the decay stage. All right, there's the cat. This woman will sleep soundly tonight.
Buddy, get over here. Get over here. Put him around.
And if that wasn't bad enough, that is damn right the ugliest fire truck I've ever seen in my life. Whoever designed this should be taken behind the firehouse and given 30 lashes. And so for some of the younger guys, okay, you know, there's all these classes on how to read smoke or fire for that matter. And from the exterior, you have to have better, you can't have tunnel vision here. Just shooting water in this garage aimlessly when the building's burning to the ground, it's just, it's unprofessional. Anyway, now the clock, we don't know what the time frame is now from being paused. So, again, the video has been paused a few times, but the fire tactics have not changed.
Yeah.
We still have 2 lines, and they're just operating in front of the building with no extension or desire to access the deeper portions of the building.
Oh, it's got a smoke.
And at this point, as I've said before in the other videos too, and again, I've been to plenty of fires where we've done the wrong thing, and I'm not perfect, and I've certainly gotten smarter as I've gotten older. But if you don't do the things that need to be done in the first 2 to 3 to 5 minutes at the beginning of the fire, at some point it's too late, and here we are. I mean, at this stage of the game, we always joke at the firehouse, if you never showed up with things being any different, and in this case, the answer is no. You know, even at this point, I would go potentially to a master stream operation, and this deck gun would knock this thing out in, again, 30 seconds or so. Anyway, guys, I'm normally really not that harsh on departments. Maybe they had a bad day. Maybe there are some extenuating circumstances that I am not aware of. And if there are, please, guys, chime in here. But this is not their finest hour, and we can do better. Hopefully, guys, learn from this, and particularly the young guys. And anyhow, thanks for watching the channel, and I'll see you at the next one.